Good evening, everybody. How's everyone doing? I see lots of people down in the comments. Thank you all for being here. I'm going to give it a couple minutes and wait for some more people to join. There's not really much going on in this case, it doesn't seem. Sadly, everything is still very, very tight-lipped. No problem, Danette. Hey, Honeybee. Hi, Jennifer and Jason. Amy's here. Hey, Amy. Hi, this is it. And Darwin, there's a lot of familiar faces down there. It's good to see you all here. Hi, Janelle. Hi, Dawn. Hey, Kristen. Hey, Jana. It's good to see you on here. So there's not really any updates. It's been pretty quiet. Hey, Trina. Hi, Yvette. Yes, Judy, it's very sad. Very sad. What'd you guys think about that unofficial press conference today? That was interesting, huh? It seems like most responses on behalf of the spokesperson, most of her responses were, that's part of the investigation. Can't talk about that. Again, that's part of the investigation. We really didn't get much clarity. The one thing she did seem to address was, everybody knows Tisha's most recent, well, not her most recent, the most recent Facebook update that I spoke about, I don't think she talked about it in there. It was maybe the one from yesterday that she spoke about the social media groups and wanting to have them shut down. And the El Paso County spokesperson did say, there's nothing that they can do about that. Everybody has a right to their First Amendment, which is true. We all have a right to express our thoughts and our feelings and our impressions. So, contrary to what Tisha would like to see happen, that will not happen, because whether somebody likes her or doesn't like her, unfortunately for her, they do have a right to express that. So, absolutely, there's a freedom of press, and people are allowed to have opinions, and we're allowed to say what we think. It doesn't mean that we're right. It doesn't mean that we're not right. We're allowed to, I guess, chatter amongst ourselves and discuss theories and stuff that we're allowed, or that we think is relevant. And anybody who thinks that they can silence that, really, it's kind of baffling to me. But oh well, right? No, sweet crazy, you haven't missed anything. There's not really anything new going on. Oh yeah, Tracy, pink to support her, right? I actually made a post and said I'd put a blue light bulb in every bulb of my house if I have to, because that is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. And it's not even because I have any particular feelings for Tisha. It's just because I think it's absolutely, oh, thank you, Mom, for fur babies. I think it's absolutely a disgrace when a child is missing, that people would band together and ask people to change their light bulbs to pink instead of doing blue for Gannon. They want people to use pink light bulbs to support Tisha. And unfortunately, that's what we keep coming back to in this case is Tisha. Tisha wants support. Tisha doesn't want people to say this. Tisha doesn't like that people are saying this or that or whatever. And that doesn't matter. What matters is that an 11-year-old little boy is missing. Blue is his favorite color, and people within the community and across the nation are putting blue light bulbs in honor of Gannon to light his way home. So, yeah, she kind of ruined the color pink for me, to be honest with you. That's just my opinion. It's a disgrace. Yes, Lufa, they did say during the press conference, or it wasn't a press conference, I don't even know what to call it, an unofficial press conference, a media release. I'm not sure because it wasn't considered a press conference. They did say that El Paso County Sheriff's Office, the spokesperson said that they are operating under the belief that Gannon is alive. So that is important. That is uplifting news that we all want to hear, of course, and that is hopeful. I heard the same thing, Tana. I heard that. I actually read that it was either her GoFundMe or her daughter's GoFundMe. One of the two got shut down. So that was interesting to hear that. Yeah, Danette, I think they were pushed into it for sure. For sure, they were pushed into it because Tisha has been so vocal in the past few days that I don't think they really had any choice. And I'm with you, Tana. Thank God for that. Thank God that, things were shut down. And I truly hope nobody puts pink light bulbs in their exterior lights on their house because that's just a disgrace. That's completely irrelevant. Completely irrelevant to this case. Like I said, this case is about Gannon. It's not about Tisha. And whether you think she's guilty or whether you think she's innocent, whether you think she's not involved, whether you think she is involved, unfortunately, I'll say it again, she's the one who put herself out there publicly. She's the one who said the things that she said, and she needs to be accountable for that. It doesn't matter, I can voice my opinion all day long. It doesn't mean my opinion's right at all. It doesn't mean that I'm correct. I just follow my instincts, follow my intuition. But despite my opinion, despite your opinion, Tisha set herself up for those opinions. So I don't really have sympathy for her at all because she did it. She went on live, on a media interview, and then she posted all this stuff all over the internet, and she's slamming Landon left and right, which just absolutely blows my mind. That blows my mind. Oh, are you, Tana? I wouldn't be surprised. There's that good old saying, loose lips sink ships. So let her talk. I think maybe perhaps some of what she's saying will lead to Gannon. We can only pray for the best and just listen, unfortunately, to what she has to say because, Anyways, I'm going to read some comments here and see what you guys are saying. Janelle, I have blue lights for Gannon too. I have one in my living room, and then the entire outside of my house is lit up blue. Dawn, people in support of Tisha have said to use pink. They actually started a support group for her. So, why would we be mad at you, Julia? No, I'm not mad at anybody. Kristen thinks she's cracking. Yeah, I see some some interesting behavior going on. Definitely some interesting behavior. And it's Tana, I agree. I agree. Tana said I'm a little discouraged by the amount of bashing of her and of Landon. We must pray for T. She is lost and needs Jesus. I think that's a good idea. Maybe we should, say some prayers for this woman that she gets it together and thinks rationally and thinks clearly and thinks with compassion and honesty. That's all we can pray for and hope for. Hey, Irish. I thought I saw you up there. Yeah, do you guys want, I can read her last statement, her most recent one. I think it was yesterday. I kind of took a break the last couple days. I hate to come on here and just talk about the same stuff over and over and over again, because there's really, really nothing new going. There is a couple new things going on tonight or today. They moved the search area. And let me pull that up, some of the stuff that I had from earlier. Just an hour ago, Amber Jo Cooper, who is a media affiliate with Fox 21 News, a media reporter with the media outlet Fox 21 News, tweeted that search crews were on foot looking through the snow in Douglas County today. Her tweet goes on to say, I saw an EPCSO search and rescue SUV on site and an EPCSO ATV type vehicle. Fox 21 has chosen not to share the location to allow the sheriff's office to continue their investigation. I do believe earlier it was said that the tips are over 400. I don't know the exact number. I want to say it was 423. I could be mistaken about that, but it's right around that number. It's just so much. And then earlier today, the sheriff's office said they were continuing to search to find Gannon. One of the search areas includes the northern El Paso County, southern Douglas County line. More information will be released as the investigation follows. And they really haven't really said much, unfortunately, today. And they are being very tight-lipped about the investigation, which I think is good. I think that's good because as much as we want to know everything that is going on, it's important that law enforcement maintains the integrity of the investigation. Aw, Tana, I sure hope so. Tana said tomorrow is the day. She feels that in her gut. I'm with you. I want tomorrow to be the day more than anything. So if you guys want me to read Tisha's statement, I will. I would like to say, I think Landon deserves a lot of praise. It's commendable to see how well she has held herself up and how well she has kept herself composed, and she has not lashed out. She's maintained dignity, and I think I even shared this with somebody and said, she's a stronger person than me. I can tell you that. Landon is for sure a stronger person than me because I would have done snatched somebody up by now, honest to God. And I'm not like making any threats or anything. I'm saying if I was in those shoes, which are shoes that I never want to walk in, I don't know that I could maintain my composure and have such class and the kind of class that Landon has displayed. So yes, Dawn, she has great self-restraint and a great filter. She has faith in the job. That's good, Tana. That's good. That's a good point that Janelle just said. Military men don't leave sharp tools on the ground. Sorry. I thought of that earlier. It seemed kind of strange to me because the majority of military people that I know, and I know quite a few, they are very organized. Everything is in its place. They don't just leave stuff laying around. So I think that's interesting too, definitely. Yes, that was Landon's statement. Take my boy, it's not much, or take my name, it's not much, just give me my boy. That says a lot. That says a lot. So I think I saw some comments that you guys wanted me to read her statement, and I will do that. I will go ahead and read it. Let me just pull it up here. Yes, she is a class act for sure. She's a lot classier than I could ever be. I commend her for that. I commend her for that. Okay, let me get to the statement. There was actually a statement analysis done on this statement today as well, so that's interesting. One second, guys. Thank you, Advocate. Thank you. Okay, Tisha's statement. Tisha's statement. She began with the following. First and foremost, I would like to thank all agencies, volunteers, and community members who are working diligently and praying endlessly to bring Gannon home safe. Thank you to my husband who has stayed strong through this and protected our family to the best of his ability, and our immediate and extended family members throughout the East Coast. To Gannon, please come home soon because your daddy is waiting to watch the new Sonic movie that comes out this week. And the cool shirt I got you to wear is there in your closet. Social media has been devastating from the harsh comments, speculations, threats, cyberbullying, etc. It has been a challenge when people are trying to run you off the road, waiting outside your hotel, and threatening to kill you, etc. I encourage the sheriff's office to take down those pages that promote negative behavior and violence. Let's do what Gannon would do. Be kind to one another. We all have engaged in something crazy online at some point, but Gannon would want everyone to get along and to focus on finding him. I know that many people have kids and are invested in this because it hits close to home for them. I would like to think that overall, most people are genuine and want to do everything in their power to find G. With that being said, please take a step back for a moment and let me explain to you a few details that were not released. For example, just like the video that was leaked, there are additional details that were hidden due to 1, the department doing its job, 2, the effects of social media and how some individuals would criticize or hinder the investigation. I chose to listen. I didn't leak videos or information, but at this time it's getting later in the process and we just want Gannon home. I feel the need to fill in some gaps. Now let me stress this. Police have known this since the first interview. Saturday night, G was helping me unload in the garage and cut his foot because there are a lot of tools because Albert does woodworking. He sat on the edge of the car and we bandaged it up. He was good to go. He always loves helping his dad. in the garage build things like his Lego tables and the flower pot they built for me as a gift. After this, I noticed G kept going to the side of the house. He told me he was checking to see if the gate was locked because he was the only one with a gate key. It made him proud to be the man of the house while Albert was away. Fast forward, we did a hike on Sunday, cleared, and shopping on Monday, cleared as well for him getting out of the other side. Please don't think for a second that there isn't enough technology to determine shadows and movement around the truck. There was also proof from my phone that we had taken a selfie in the truck in our driveway that was time-stamped. We always send pictures to Albert when we are out and about or when he is away. That can be scanned for factual or for actual time verification. Last, from day one, the sheriff's office has known a description of the person friend whom Gannon left with. I explained to them and provided evidence. They had information about G having the key to go out the side gate. Last, they have more in-depth details that go along with this, pointing to who sent the person or why they may have come. Again, I repeat, they have had this initially, and I was asked to keep quiet about it so that they could have the best shot at doing their job and bringing G home. The last thing that they needed was a hindrance to their investigation. I encourage you to think of any suspicious cars that may have been in the area watching a few days prior and keep praying for G. Tisha Stauch. So, yeah, I have questions. When she said that last, from day one, the sheriff's office has known a description of the person friend whom Gannon left with. That's the first I've heard of Gannon leaving with a friend from all that we have been told or all that we have seen. It was reported that she was in the basement with earbuds in when Gannon left the house, and that Gannon asked to go to a friend's house. So now she's saying that he left with a person and or friend, which is interesting to me. Hey, Amanda. I also find it interesting that she felt the need to share about Gannon cutting his foot in the garage. I think that's interesting. And she also stated in here, I didn't leak videos or information, but really she did. Because was that Sunday that she leaked all of that video? She leaked the video of Gannon crying. I want to say it was Sunday. Yeah, it was Sunday because I wasn't live Monday or Tuesday. So, and today's Wednesday. She leaked that video of him. So, I mean, there's a lie because she has leaked stuff. She leaked all kinds of stuff. She leaked text messages, just yeah. And I thought about that as well, Amy. How did he go hiking with an injured foot? It's interesting. It's interesting. I believe that Tisha is telling us a story, and I think that we just really need to listen. I'll leave it at that. I think it's very, very important to listen to what she's saying. Hey, Rhonda, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, her video was accidentally recorded, which is interesting because the video clearly shows that she had her phone out and was walking with it before she stuck it in her pocket, and the screen goes black when she walks in Gannon's room, and like, she knew it was recording. So whatever story fits her agenda, I suppose. I don't know. Yes, Manda, like Peter Hyatt says, you have to listen to what the language says. There's not footage of him limping, Will. There's no footage of him limping. So Peter Hyatt analyzed this statement, and I can go through it. And see what he had to say. There was one thing that I didn't. Yeah, I agree with you, Tana. That was not accidental that she recorded that. She wanted to prove that he did burn the carpet with the candle. You can tell that recording wasn't accidental. Yeah, he was never limping. There was talk about him. The neighbor made a statement, and I can't even validate that statement because, and I'm not saying that the neighbor is being dishonest. It's just that the surveillance footage that we got is hard to see. And the neighbor has capability on his DVR, his cloud device, to zoom in and see things that we can't see. And what we got was an actual, like, somebody taking a video of the neighbor's TV screen. So the neighbor made the statement that Gannon appeared to be like sluggish or like he was possibly drugged. That was the neighbor's observation. I don't see that in the video. I mean, I'm not saying the neighbor's wrong. I'm just saying I can't attest to that because I don't physically see that with my own eyes. I see, it's really hard to even pinpoint Gannon in that video besides the blue jacket. Let me read through some comments. Yeah, Julia, she must have accidentally posted it also. Yeah. Maybe, maybe another YouTube platform, maybe they saw limping. I don't see it. So, but, I could be wrong. I'm not going to knock anybody for their opinion or what they think or what they say, because I think that we all have a right to say what we see. It's crazy because people can listen to one person say the same thing and hear two different things. Just like people can watch the same thing and see different things that other people didn't see. For example, I watched that video several times and I never saw the portion. I never even paid attention to the back portion of the truck when she pulls out of the driveway and something flies up in the back of the truck. So, yeah, I mean, I'm with you, B. Carrillo. It's hard to sleep. I've got a lot of sleep the last 2 days, actually. Surprisingly, but it's never far from my mind. I know that. Well, I think yes, this is it. That was definitely Sunday night, and there's text messages that go along with it. There are text messages that go along, I shared those before. They were on the Apple Watch. Why did she back the truck up to deliver 3 dog coats? I don't know. There's a lot of questions. I mean, that could be something as simple as that's how they always parked it, maybe. I don't know. Do I think that's the answer? No. But I don't know the answer, so I wish I did. Let me. Yes, I agree. My kids are brats. Sounds like a cat and mouse game. Can we just bring poor Gannon home? I agree. By all accounts, Lena was home all weekend. Lena went on the hike with them. and Lena would have been in school on Monday. Is that what you think they were saying, Amanda? Is that Amanda said that she thinks that the presser today was telling, even though not a lot was said. To me, it was saying, don't believe everything you see or hear. Maybe Tana could clarify how old Lena is. I think Lena, she about 8? Jenna, I do agree with you. I agree with you. It is abuse of a child to slander one of their parents. It is considered emotional abuse, and it is actually something that can be fought in a court of law. That is abusive. Yeah, we're not debating it. I literally have been there and done that, and it is considered child abuse. It is considered unacceptable. The court systems do put things in place to prevent that from happening when it does happen. And if that is not remedied, then the courts will bring further action, because that is considered emotional abuse, and it is detrimental to your children's mental health when you speak poorly about the other parent, or when somebody else trashes the other parent, such as a step parent trashing the other parent. It's not okay. It's not okay, and it is something that you can fight in court. Yes, you can lose custody for that. You can also lose visitation for that. You can lose visitation of your children for that. I believe the steps are they put the court order in place, and if it's not followed, then it will be turned into, like, you violated a court order, and they could make you do supervised visitation. They do different steps everywhere. So my heart goes out to Lena too. It does. It's sad. So I'll go through Peter Hyatt's analysis. I'm not going to stay on here for probably another 45 minutes at the most tonight, guys, because there's just not really anything new. Hopefully tomorrow, tomorrow is the day, like Tana said. Hopefully tomorrow is the day. Hopefully Gannon, they're out searching for him. The last I knew, they were still searching tonight. So hopefully we will wake up with good news tomorrow that Gannon has been brought home. So Peter Hyatt posted this earlier. I'll go ahead and I'll post it in the comments for anybody who wants to read it. Oops, let me fast forward my live on my phone so I make sure. Okay. For anybody who wants to read it, this is yeah, Kelly girl. That definitely. Oh, is there another one from Tisha today? Did she have some more to say today, Tana? Maybe I missed it. That link I just dropped is the link to Peter Hyatt's most recent analysis. Let me ask the Real Massacre Talk if there's more if they can. Oh, you're waiting on it. Oh, okay. You're saying you don't believe we've heard the last from her today, that she's going to come out and say some more. Yeah, I wouldn't put it past her. Okay, let me go ahead and get to this link and read it. Again, these are not my words. These are Peter Hyatt's words. And he did this on T's most recent release that I just read. Okay. So I guess I'll just read the whole article. It's lengthy, so if I have to take a break, just bear with me because it's very long. Gannon Stauch 11 has been missing for 2 weeks at the time of the release of this statement. His stepmother, Tisha Stauch, has released this statement after being accused in social media of causing Gannon's disappearance. Analysis thus far has showed that the stepmother's priority is not Gannon, but her own reputation. This is not expected. She writes to address suspicion, giving us the perfect context for her to issue a reliable denial. She referred to Gannon in the past tense, indicating the following possibilities. She knows or believes he is dead. She knows that if or when he will return, she will never be in his life again. Wait a second. Annie, what are you saying about cabin at Eden Springs? I'm missing something here. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's not that person has commented all over my stuff, all over my videos and all over everyone's videos, and they're very, very defensive and very very supportive of Tisha, which is their right, you know. I'm not sure who it is. She signs her name Leslie, Leslie, I want to say. It's spelt an odd way for the spelling of Leslie. Okay, so again, Tisha referred to Gannon in the past tense, indicating the following possibilities. These are just possibilities. She knows or believes that he is dead, or she knows that if or when he returns, she will never be in his life again. She has embedded that she has harmed him, but has not known the nature of such harm. It could be psychological abuse, it could be physical abuse, or it could include causing his disappearance. Gannon could have run away to get away from her. She released a video in which she reveals psychological abuse. The release suggests a far more acute abuse in private. What may we learn from her release statement? Hey, Olivia. So I'm not going to read the whole statement again because it's included in his analysis. I'm just going to give you the breakdown. He goes on and he says, here's the statement with emphasis added. First and foremost, I would like to thank all agencies, volunteers, and community members who are working diligently and praying endlessly to bring Gannon home safe. She begins with a numeric, first and foremost, which indicates that she has subsequent thoughts on her mind after she gets this thought across. This is often an indication of logic over emotion. She thanks all the agencies and people who have failed to bring Gannon home. This could be an example of one who wishes to inspire ongoing labors to find Gannon, or it could be that she is grateful that Gannon has not been found. How might we know the difference? A. If it is the former, we will see her tell us that she did not cause Gannon's disappearance. B. She will seek to rally and keep the level of searching going or even increase it. Tisha says, thank you to my husband who has stayed strong through this and protected our family to the best of his ability, and our immediate and extended family members throughout the East Coast. After thanking 1, all agencies, 2, volunteers, 3, community members. Please note that she initially reported herself as a victim of an agency, law enforcement, of which she claimed pulled a gun on her. Hold on one second. Yeah, well, a lot of people are pretty sure that they know what is going on, and I think that comes down to our First Amendment, right? Everybody's allowed to speculate. Everybody has an opinion. Sometimes those opinions aren't right, sometimes they are. And nobody really knows. The truth will always come out, though. And sometimes those opinions, even if they're not right, sometimes they can spark interest or make somebody's, like a light bulb go off in somebody's head. So while speculation isn't always accurate, it's not always a bad thing either. Anyways, please note that she initially reported herself as a victim of an agency, law enforcement, of which she claimed pulled a gun on her. Her priority continues. My husband, immediate and extended family. She now comes to Gannon. To Gannon, please come home soon because your daddy is waiting to watch the new Sonic movie that comes out this week in the cool shirt I got you to wear to the theater in your closet. Um, in her prior statement, she showed her priority to be herself. In contrast to parental empathy, she did not express concern for what Gannon was experiencing, including the weather or who he was with, but wrote and spoke extensively about herself. Here she wishes Gannon to know who got the shirt for him. This is called the good mother principle, indicating to the contrary. It is consistent with her video release of her psychological abuse. I personally find that statement interesting, and I'm wondering if the good mother principle only applies to when analyzing speech and crimes, because how many of you have said the same thing to your child? And I'm not sticking up for Tisha. I'm not, but I guess that particular statement I didn't see that as being I don't know, something that was really relevant, I guess. I guess maybe it goes I guess maybe it goes in line with, the good mother principle. She's trying to make herself look like a good mother because of what is going on. So she's bringing up the shirt. I don't know. I'm kind of confused about that part, but okay, Irish, that makes sense. It's about how she wants others to perceive her. Okay, that makes sense. Because I was gonna say, like, I've said that to my kids in the past, like, hey, I got this new shirt for you to wear to this or whatever. But that makes sense. I wasn't trying to impress anybody when I said those things. I said it like directly to my children. So, um, is that her commenting under Cabin Life Colorado Springs? Because whoever Cabin Life Colorado Springs is, they signed their name Leslie. Okay. Anyways, this is called the good mother principle, indicating to the contrary. It is consistent with her video release of her psychological abuse. What an abusive parent does in public is but a shadow of what happens in private. She has introduced herself as the one who got the shirt while addressing Gannon. She not only avoids showing empathy for what Gannon is experiencing, she now continues about her own plight. Social media has been devastating, from the harsh comments, speculations, threats, cyberbullying, etc. It has been a challenge when people are trying to run you off the road, waiting outside your hotel, threatening to kill you. I encourage the sheriff's office to take down those pages that promote negative behavior and violence. Let's do what Gannon would do. Be kind to one another. She devoted no words to what Gannon was or is experiencing, yet here she has 65 words to treatment of herself. That's it. Interesting. Is Gannon devastated? Question mark. She also she has also called upon one of the agencies not to find Gannon, but to intervene on her behalf by removing pages where people are critical of her. She then invokes Gannon's name to stop the criticism of her. That is the perfect spot for her to say, I did not cause Gannon's disappearance, etc., and to plead with the sheriff's department to find Gannon. She does not do that. Instead, she continues to use more words to protect herself. We all have engaged in something crazy online at some point, but Gannon would want everyone to get along and to focus on finding him. She has posted things that she is not proud of. Gannon's priority: get along with stepmother, find me. I know that many people have kids and are invested in this because it hits close to home to me, or it hits close to home for them. I would like to think that overall, most people are genuine and want to do everything in their power to find G. With that being said, she invokes Gannon's name again, and she does not ask for help finding him. She only reports what Gannon would want. This is very close to a type of deifying Gannon, a signal that she knows or believes he is not alive. It is what Gannon would want, not that she wants it, nor even that Gannon wants them to help him. The focus upon self continues. Please take a step back for a moment and let me explain to you a few details that were not released. She is the victim, again, of law enforcement. For example, just like the video that was leaked, there are additional details that were hidden due to 1, the department doing its job, 2, the effects of social media and how some individuals would criticize or hinder the investigation. I chose to listen. I didn't leak videos or information, but at this time, it's getting later in the process and we just want Gannon home. She labeled the video that reportedly shows her driving off with Gannon and not returning with him. She was put out of the home, reportedly by her husband, who is the we she speaks for here. Notice it is sandwiched between I. I chose to listen, and I need to fill some gaps. This is to move a strong psychological presence of mind. I, to not being psychologically alone and wanting Gannon home. We. I feel the need to fill in some gaps. Now, let me stress this. Police have known this since the first interview. If police have known about this video since, so he must be confused here because that's not what she was talking about. If police have known about this video since the first interview, why does she have the need to address it to the public? I interpreted her statement to mean that the police have known about the cut on Gannon's foot since the first interview. Maybe I interpreted it wrong. I'm not sure. If police have known about this video since the first interview, why does she have the need to address it to the public? If it was the lesser consequence, long known by them, why did police ask local media to take it down? Saturday night, G was helping me unload in the garage and cut his foot because there are a lot of tools because Albert does woodworking. Although it is beyond the scope of public analysis, the prior inclusion of fire in her statement and her lengthy tangent about shopping for clothes, where she specifically referenced underwear, are very concerning. Now we have the possibility of blood in the home that she reports while she says what happened to him. He sat on the edge of the car and we bandaged it up. He was good to go. He always loved helping his dad in the garage build things like his Lego tables and the flower pot they built for me as a gift. She appears to be incapable of making Gannon the priority even when discussing Gannon. The additional and unnecessary information about the flower pot for me is insight into what Gannon dealt with for the last 2 years he lived with her. After this, I noticed G kept going to the side of the house. Sometimes in an open statement, the use of noticed can indicate a deliberate observation of which the subject wishes the reader listener to believe by chance. He told me he was checking to see if the gate was locked because he was the only one with the gate key. It made him proud to be the man of the house while Albert was away. If the subject has caused actively rather than passively, as in a runaway, the event began when Gannon's foot was cut. Note the word stress in her language from above. Fast forward, we did a hike on Sunday, cleared and shopped on Monday, cleared as well for him getting out on the other side. Please don't think for a second that there isn't enough of technology to determine shadows and movement around the truck. She does not say what the technology proved. Gannon getting out of the truck appeared like a shadow, only what we should not think. There was also proof from my phone that we had taken a selfie in the truck in our driveway that was time-stamped. We always send pictures to Albert when we are out and about or when he is away. That can be scanned for actual time verification. It would be easier to write, I didn't cause Gannon's disappearance. Here is she lays out her case on why she couldn't have, or in her words, would never, see prior analysis. Instead, she tells readers what they should not think. Last, from day one, the sheriff's office has known a description of the person friend whom Gannon left with. The sheriff's office have a description. Did the subject not known with whom her 11-year-old stepson went to play with after cutting himself, after burning a hole in the rug? I explained to them and provided evidence. The evidence would in context be to vindicate the subject. What is Gannon experiencing right now? They had information about G having the key to go out the side gate. Last, they have more in-depth details that go along with this, pointing to who sent the person or why he may have come. Again, I repeat, they have had this initially, and I was asked to keep quiet about it so they could have the best shot at doing their job and bringing G home. The last thing that they needed was a hindrance to their investigation. I encourage you to think of any suspicious cars that may have been in the area watching a few days prior and keep praying for G. Okay, I have to take a break for a second because to be honest with you, Tisha is not, her run-on sentences make it hard for me to even read because they're so complex. So I'm going to take a break and read some comments. Yeah, Jenna, she does go into detail, like, as far as to say that he sat down on the edge of the car for her to bandage him up. I don't know. It's just a lot. It's a lot. It's hard to read what she writes because it's hard to read it, when you're trying to read through something. Because I guess, I just want to stop and, fix her words and fix her sentences. That's what my mind wants to do. So it, catches me up and makes me trip up. It's hard to read sentences that are not properly written. Your guys' comments are interesting. Lufa, I believe Gannon was scared of her. I'm not sure that he lived in the best environment in that home. Oh, that could be true, Amy. Dawn, I think you're right that I think she thought she was doing damage control for herself, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Your head starts to do the exorcist. Yeah, like I get all tripped up because her words, it's just very hard to read it. It's very hard to read. It's very run on and, like the word because being used in the same sentence twice. It's just um I did notice that glowing ember. She claims to have placed a shirt in Gannon's closet when if she is not living there. I mean, she could have easily bought that shirt last month in preparation. They could have been out shopping. She could have saw a Sonic shirt because the movie's coming out, you know. In the movie, it was known that the movie was coming out last month. So maybe that's when she got it, perhaps. Yeah, I don't know how she's a teacher. I really don't because yeah, Amanda, it makes my head spin too. I don't know. It's crazy. It's all crazy. I'm not even trying to be like the grammar police. It's just hard for me to read, I guess. It's hard to read her stuff, but I'm going to read the conclusion in just 1 second. I personally think that she offered up the scenario of Gannon cutting his foot on the garage because there has been lots of talk about did she get her degree online? She Tana said she's not a teacher, let alone a human. Huh. Anyways, I think she offered up that scenario about Gannon cutting his foot because there has been lots and lots of talk online about there being blood evidence in the home, as well as, investigators were seen carrying in what appeared to be luminol in one of the pictures. So it seems like she has an excuse for everything. Maybe they're not excuses. I don't know. But good night, Tana. I'm not going to be on here much longer. I'm going to read the rest of this and probably wrap it up pretty soon because I have to work in the morning. Thank you for joining tonight. I had wondered if her teaching degree came into play because her daughter was homeschooled. Maybe that is why she obtained it. I don't know. Could be wrong. Well, see, I have I have a problem with that as well, Robbie. What I have a problem with though is she's now saying that Gannon left the house with a person or someone, and that has never been said before. And that's just very interesting to me because I think if Gannon left the home with a person and Tisha explained that to the police would give us a composite of that person. And how could she know if Gannon left the house with a person if she was in the basement with her headphones on? It's just not. Yeah, story number 3. We'll probably get story number 4 tomorrow. I don't know. Makes your head spin because it's literally causing mass confusion. It is causing confusion. Someone find out why they had to leave Alaska. Tana, I'm glad you brought that up. We've been looking into that, my team and I. We've been trying to figure that out because I actually have that timeline started. Gannon was definitely in Alaska. Gannon, Lena, Tisha were all in Alaska with Al. And for some reason, Tisha came back to South Carolina with the kids, and there's a reason for that. So, oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm not saying you have to have a teaching degree, Yvette, to homeschool. Not at all. I was just putting 2 and 2 together. Maybe that's one of the reasons, she got her teaching degree. Maybe that was her motivation because her daughter was homeschooled for quite a number of years. I know 2 years at least. At least 2 years. It could have been longer than that. So that was just me thinking off the top of my head. It had something to do with tea. Okay, Tana. Yeah, we'll definitely look into that more. I know we kind of have a timeline going on there that I've typed up and am working on for that. Okay, so let me just read this conclusion really quick. The analysis conclusion states, if the subject did not directly cause Gannon's disappearance, she still has not stated this. With her interview, social media post, and video, she has not said she did not cause Gannon's disappearance. We cannot say it for her. The subject reveals herself as one who holds herself as the victim in this case, not the 11-year-old who is missing. If indeed Gannon was abducted by a stranger, we would expect that even in a very troubled relationship, the extremity of context would lead the stepmother to express concern for his plight. She is concerned only about her own plight. The subject indicates mental health issues and the guilt of an abusive caretaker. It appears from her accounts that a series of stressors took place just prior to Gannon's disappearance. She does not rally or attempt to mobilize the searchers she thanked. Did her abusive behavior cause him to run off? If so, did he meet with foul play? Or did Tisha Stauch believe herself to be a victim of Gannon's mother, the police, and the public at large, and take out her cruelty upon Gannon? Her concern and priority remains herself. She justifies herself while Gannon is missing. She reveals herself not only as abusive to him, but with very low self-awareness. To study deception detection, please visit Hyatt Analysis Services. So that's interesting to me. I'd also like to point out that, hey, Joe. Hey. I'd also like to point out, from what I can tell, Gannon and Lena just returned to Colorado after the holidays on January 7th, I believe it was. Prior to that, they had been with their mother in South Carolina. So these kids had only been back around Tisha for 20 days, the day that Gannon went missing. So, I don't know. Hey, Des, how are you? And I believe that Albert was out of town for 2 weeks. So, yeah. Yeah, it does. I think one of Amy said that earlier. She did something in Alaska and got in trouble. Okay. I'll let my researchers know. let our team know and see what we can find. Yeah, Danette, she had a time that the kids were not in her care and they were away with their mother, and then they come back, and I guess, depending on the person, that could be considered, this a burden. So, it's okay. It's okay, Joe. It's all good. I'm not going to be on here much longer because it's getting late. I'm getting old and I need my sleep. So, yeah. It's all just really sad. I really want to see Gannon come home. I know we all want to see Gannon come home. There's just, unfortunately, we have no news. It's very, very quiet. And actually it was very, very quiet. I want to say yesterday and the day prior and even Sunday when, yeah, I'm tired, Danette. Even Sunday when Tisha came out with all that stuff, it was quiet. So it's interesting that today the spokesperson for El Paso County came out and spoke because I feel like they were almost forced into it. Yeah, I've seen that, Tana. Landon had to be put in the hospital during the pregnancy of her last child, and that is actually how Al and Tisha ended up with the children. Oh, thank you, Lufa. So, yes, Tana, it's always the calmest before the storm. Always. Let's all just pray and hope that storm is Gannon coming home safely, and we're going to have some answers soon. Not for us, but for Landon and Al and all of the family that love Gannon. They just want to see their little G-man come home. Oh, Kristen, I'm just tired. Tired from work. Tired from kids. I'm just tired. I'm tired of winter. I need the sun to shine. I need some sunshine, and it's cold and snowy here, and yeah. Oh, actually, hold on a second. They just tweeted something. Let's see what El Paso County just tweeted. All right, I will read this tweet to you guys. I don't even know what it says yet. On February 12th, 2020, the El Paso County Sheriff's Office and partners continue to search specific areas, and we have over 130 trained individuals to include search and rescue, mounted and canines assisting in today's search efforts. The investigation and search processes continue to run parallel with one another. We have a pool of over 500 citizen volunteers who have been vetted for search efforts. We will be reaching out to them as the need arises. We do not anticipate needing any more, so we will no longer be taking applications from citizens in the search for Gannon. Even the smallest piece of information may prove valuable in solving this case and could consist of things as simple as anyone remembering suspicious persons or vehicles they saw in or around the area close to the date Gannon went missing. The goal remains to find Gannon and bring him home safely. If you have information you feel is pertinent to Gannon's case or his whereabouts, please call the Sheriff's Office tip line at 719-520-6666 or email tips@elpasoco.com if you have not already done so. Please do not send tips through social media platforms as this slows down the investigation process. and the timelines in following up on the tip and or the lead. The sheriff's office has received 444 tips to date. This remains a very active and fluid investigation. Specific details will be released as the investigation allows. So that's all they said. Yep, there's not anything new really besides updating the number of tips, because that number has went up since even just a few hours ago, and then also letting us know that they have 500 volunteers that have been vetted and they do not want any more. So that's about it. I can probably drop this link so you guys can see the latest update, even though it's not very informative or doesn't give much information. I'll drop that now. Good night, Darwin. I'm going to be getting off here in a second anyways. Des, I thought the area that they were searching was about 25 minutes from the Petco, and the house, the residence, is about 35 to 45 minutes away from where they're searching. Maybe I looked it up wrong though. I could be wrong. The 35 to 40 minutes actually fits in with the Petco timeline, because absolutely not, Tana, we're not going to give up hope at all. Not at all. They have been in Colorado since January of 2019, so about a year. About a year. I actually had planned on doing that timeline when I came on Sunday night, and I didn't. So that is coming up. I don't know if it'll be tomorrow night or Friday night, but I will be doing that timeline soon to give you guys an idea of where they were. And absolutely, Tana, I agree. We're holding out hope for Gannon. I heard that it's very desolate out there. It does. I heard that you could walk. I don't know where I saw that at. That you could go for quite a while without seeing a person out in that area. So I think before I wrap this up, if you guys just want to drop some blue hearts. Blue hearts for Gannon. Light the way home for Gannon. If you have a blue light, put one in your porch light for Gannon. If you don't, you can get them at Walmart for I think it's $4 for a 2-pack. You can order them on Amazon. Home Depot has them. Let's stand united for this family and for Gannon and give them hope and love and prayers, good vibes, and all of the above. And yeah, my blue lights are on here too, Des. My blue lights are on here. Bring Gannon home for sure. With that said, I think I'm going to wrap it up for tonight. I'll be back with a timeline. I'm not sure when that will be. Maybe tomorrow night. Maybe. Depends on how much snow I get here and what kind of crazy day I have with kids home from school while working. So we will see what happens. Oh, you're welcome, Danette. Thank you guys for all coming tonight and joining me. Good night, Joe. Oh, that's awesome, Will. So with that said, good night, everybody. Have a good night. Enjoy the rest of your evening. And of course, if there's anything new that happens, we'll come on here. I'll come on here and let everybody know what's going on that I know. So I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.